Welcome.
Alrighty, folks, we are back with some good old-fashioned American propaganda. Some communication that is primarily used to influence an audience and further an agenda. Alright, we are pretty well versed in that, aren't we? You just got to turn on your local news, don't we? Propaganda is often associated with material which is prepared by governments, but activist groups, companies, religious organizations, the media, and individuals also. Propaganda falls under the category of psychological warfare or political warfare, winning of hearts and minds. The term is used to, quote, denote any action which is practiced mainly by psychological methods with the aim of evoking a planned psychological reaction in other people. According to historian Zbigniew Ziman, propaganda is defined as either white, gray, or black. White propaganda openly discloses its source and intent. Gray propaganda has an ambiguous or non-disclosed source or intent. Black propaganda purports to be published by the enemy or some organization besides its actual origins. Let's take a closer look at these three. White psyop is acknowledged as an official statement or act of the U.S. government, or emanates from a source associated closely enough with the U.S. government to reflect an official viewpoint. The information should be true and factual. The source of the gray psyop is deliberately ambiguous. The true source, the U.S. government, is not revealed to the target audience. The activity engaged in plausibly appears to emanate from a non-official American source or an indigenous, non-hostile source, or there may be no attribution. The black psyop appears to emanate from a source usually hostile in nature, be it a government, a party, a group, an organization, or a person. The interest of the U.S. government is concealed, and the U.S. government would deny responsibility. It is best used in support of strategic plans. Boy, that sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? The 20th century has been characterized by three developments of great political importance: the growth of democracy, the growth of corporate power, and the growth of corporate propaganda as a means of protecting corporate power against democracy, according to the propaganda model advanced by Noam Chomsky. This is an interesting read that says it's illegal for all U.S. PSYOP units and soldiers of all branches to conduct PSYOP missions on domestic audiences. Now, I don't know about you, but after watching this all summer long, it kind of makes a person wonder what the real goal is in Washington, D.C. right now. 25,000 troops, fences, razor wire, 25,000 troops with full kit. Kind of makes a person wonder, what did we just witness this year? I have a feeling we witnessed a full-on black psyop. Psychological operation, propaganda at its finest. And I think, frankly, they were really hoping that somebody really bad was going to get into that Capitol building. I don't for a second believe that that was an organic occurrence, that the Capitol Police just happened to not have anybody show up that day. That was pretty weak. I do not believe that for a second. I believe this is a planned demolition. And I believe that the majority of these people have been paid and or co-opted. You never can tell these days. The news organizations didn't run any of this. Yet they are 24/7 screaming about Cheeto Hitler. Well, you got rid of Cheeto Hitler, that's great. But now you're going to get Dementia Stalin. Or was that the plan? You got rid of Trump. Now watch all of those governors scream to open up the economy, open up businesses. It's going to be wild. You're going to see the most epic flip-flop. And I'll tell you what, they're expecting something huge in Washington, D.C. I hope you got prepped up just in case, because it's going to get wild.